If somebody had said somewhere along the way, "Phew, this is too much. This ain't gonna work. I don't know what you're thinking. This is dumb." We would not have the entertainment business. For one, we would also not have invention. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Small Business Success Talk. I'm your host, Christy Smallwood, and I'm hoping that the sound is okay in this episode. I'm in a new spot. I still got to work on dampening the acoustics in this room, so I'm going to try my best not to be like super loud and stay really close to the microphone, so that way it doesn't get super echoey in here. Plus, I have a fan on. When I say I have a fan on, I am also currently in Florida. This morning, I did my walkabout. This episode is going to be all about imagination and what imagination can do in a business. And really, then for the world, for your customers, which are part of the world. Okay, so here's the thing. I have been very blessed at this stage. I'm rebuilding everything. In my previous episodes, you can hear about all of that story. But in the process of rebuilding, one of the things that I've done is I have invested in like this lowest level annual pass. I've become an official Florida resident so that so that I can take advantage of that. And it works out for my budget, which has been fantastic. It also has been a great investment for my health because, first of all, it's a place that makes me happy. Because there's a lot going on and I can do all kinds of things, people watch, and I'm walking a whole lot of steps. Like if you can't go to any amusement park, really anywhere, and not get a good cardiovascular workout in for the day. So that's been part of my over, and honestly, Disney becomes my therapy spot. I can, and sometimes I'm networking. Like I have great conversations while I'm in line with all kinds of people from all over the world. It has been an absolute joy and blessing of my life to be able to do this. Today I'm in Magic Kingdom. I what I do because it's hotter than blue blazers at times around here, and I am still not used to heat like this. So what I do is I get my ass up early and I go early and I do my walkabout and then I come back around lunch, a little after lunch. So really I'm not spending money. Like if you want to be budget conscious, I'm not even spending money in the parks. This is me living a lifestyle that I have been curating for quite some time. This is not I am not using Disney as a vacation spot. I'm using an amusement park that happens to be Disney for my well-being. That's what's happening here. So I'm there and I get on I walk around and I get to the back of Magic Kingdom where the Little Mermaid ride is. And I get on this ride and I love it. It's one of those, buggy rides, I don't like buggy conveyor rides. It's awesome. Love it. And animatronics, man, Disney has got this shit down really, really well, and they have for a long time. And the storytelling is amazing as usual. Like it's all good. But for me, Little Mermaid's just been one of those where the lines are light and it's easy to get on, and plus it's air conditioning. Like I get on there. In the buggy next to me, this is one of those rides where as you turn certain directions, you can see people in the buggies next to you. There is this little girl sitting between her parents, and she's probably 3, 4 years old. She is in her bell dress and she's got that curly girl hair. It's just as cute as corn, as a friend of mine would say. And I see her at the right moment be so awestruck with these characters and scared at Ursula. Like that scared her. And then she was so in love and like all of the emotions on this little girl's face. I had a meltdown. Because the thoughts that were going through my head at that moment were, oh my God, if we could just have that sort of a reaction from customers and clients about our stuff, how amazing would life be? And in my personal spiritual journey of life, I'm coming up on this whole, it's all about our thoughts, and imagination plays a huge part in our belief system. Whether or not we can do something, so confidence building, belief system in general, like whether you can believe you can do something, whether you believe something is real or not, whether you believe in a religion, believe that there's a God, like go really deep or not deep. Imagination, it's all in our thoughts. And I'm looking around at this point, like the ride is not very long. This is all happening in these few seconds on this ride. And I'm looking around going, we are being immersed into somebody's imagination. Somebody had to think about all of this stuff, and then they brought it to life. They actually took the time to create it. And I think about, okay, we can say we're going to work on something, but these people create things. It's time to create something. It's time to like the f- and don't get me wrong, there's gonna be plenty of people who like, I'm gonna go work on Little Mermaid today. Like as this attraction, because they're not called rides, they're called attractions. As this attraction was getting built, I'm sure people are like, I'm gonna go work on Little Mermaid today. I'm gonna go work on Sebastian. But I also, as I'm saying this, I think back to a security guard for Galen Nursing College, the building. He was a security guard for the building, and had a conversation with him one day because we were using some rooms and there were we were using some rooms for training. Come out, talk to him. Like, how do you enjoy your job? You know, what do you think about this job? Do you ever think about doing something else? Just having those kind of conversations. And he's like, I wouldn't change this. I wouldn't do anything different. And I'm like, what makes it so special for you? And he's like, this is an angel factory. Are you kidding? I'm here to protect these angels that are come in and out every day. I'm like, angel factory? What is this all about? And so he shared his belief about these nurses in training are angels in training. They show up to people at the right times and the right ways to do the healing. And he's like, they're just angels to me. And he's like, it's my job to protect them. I'm like, oh, well, look at you. That wasn't work for him. That was like a life purpose right then and there. But it stemmed from his belief set and how he imagined these nurses in and out to be. Think about what you think about your own business. For me, this is one of the reasons, like if you're watching this video, you're going to see me look like an absolute straight up hot mess because I'm still hot. I'm like, I'm coming in right after I got home from the park, ate me a little lunch and took the dogs out kind of thing. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like, screw it. My hair needs to get colored. I don't have any makeup on, and I am still a sweaty mess. This is not an AI situation. And you're going to get what you get because it's coming from a place of absolute authenticity. I want to have this conversation about our thoughts and the words that we say to ourselves and to others. There have been so many times I have screwed up relationships because I've said the wrong thing in the wrong time, in the wrong way. People have done that to me. There have been so many times that I've grown past relationships or past different seasons of my life because my verbiage started changing or my belief about how I show up in that situation started changing. My my rebuild time, my rebuild season that we're in right now, I'm in right now, everything's just different. My business model has changed. I am my marketing company is no longer doing the actual services. I provide a team of third party vendors, preferred. I've vetted them. They do the work. I can still put things together and I can still guide and do strategy and I can teach you. But I am not going to be the one to build your website anymore. I am not going to be the one to sit and do that because where I imagine myself going is more along the lines of having these conversations, wherever that conversation needs to be had. Because I believe that what we think determines what we do. Our behaviors, our belief set comes from our thoughts. What we really believe is how we think about things. That belief turns into action. So when we start thinking about what do I think about this or that or whatever, I also have to ask myself if I'm open to thinking differently so that I can get a different result. There have been so many times I've had conversations in these rooms, whether it be with boards or it could be just in the rooms of entrepreneurs where we're round tabling or on just in general, and sometimes with potential clients that I have turned down as clients because I if if we cannot come together and be growth minded, meaning that you're open to learning things, that you don't know everything, that you don't already have all the answers. Because if you did, you wouldn't be talking to me. Um, if your ego is going to get in the way, we cannot work together because then work won't get done. It's just simple. It has nothing to do with my ego. I just know from experience if I'm trying to navigate your ego while we're doing stuff, my experience says and I believe that that is not somebody that we're going to work well together. Okay, fine. Then I move along and what client does work. Now, back to the thoughts. There's been so many times, and I've had so many of these interviews, and I have loved each and every one of them. And there's so many of them where it gets down to what we've thought about, what we've said, and what we're going to do. Being a business owner, calling yourself an entrepreneur, there's a lot of risk and responsibility and ups and downs and the chaos that can come with that. And the reward is uncapped if you believe it to be. Sitting on that ride today, watching that little girl just be so in awe and in wonder, it hit me how much I have absolutely capped my imagination. I have stopped myself way too early. I in my personal time, my friends all know that I have twice a month where I will do a guided meditation. It's already on the calendar. This is where I'm like, it makes it easy for me because those times are already on the calendar, preset on calendars. Full moon, new moon, great. And it's a very spiritual cycle also, and it's a good every couple of weeks or so, like 15, 16 days, fill in a full 28-day cycle, 14, 15 days. So, um, like that makes sense to me. I can do this. So I can now, I set intentions, I do guided meditation. I have gotten really good at sitting there doing guided meditations and imagining. So I'm letting my mind go wherever it wants to go. In the beginning, don't get me wrong, I struggled for like first. I was good for maybe 10 seconds, maybe. Worked my way up. Now I'm doing pretty good. On those times when I know I have way too much going on and there's just too much stress, I don't focus like at all. Even with a gummy, it's hard for me to focus. But when I'm open and I'm relaxed and I do these guided meditations, I allow my imagination to just take flight. And then I talk myself out of everything I've just imagined. Getting back to this ride today, if somebody had talked those creators, because it wasn't just Walt Disney, it was all of those writers, the musicians, the artists, the ones who did the models for these, because I think some still use models and because each stage of this is a little different. I just want to take a minute to thank the sponsor of our show, 502 Hemp in Louisville and 812 Hemp in Clarksville, Indiana. If you are looking for quality legal cannabis products, they are definitely your source. If you have questions of what would work best for you, their educated staff can help you choose the best product for your needs, like they did with me. I was having some real issues. One, my hormones were raging and I was raging all the time, just not in a very good place. And when I went into the store and I expressed everything that was going on, they asked additional questions that helped them get me to a solution. And the solution meaning better sleep at night, my inflammation's lower. I have been able to just be a better quality of life with my whole mental attitude because these things work great. My preference is the Maria products. That is a special blend that 502 Hemp owners have created themselves. And I use the Ultra Spectrum CBD gummies, the blood orange. It's 1,000 milligrams. Like this is the potent stuff, like meaning it's the highest milligrams I can get, and I need that for what my system needs. You may not need that much. They also have oils. And so I love the full spectrum here as well, but they have ranges, and according to what you're looking for to help in your body, they can help guide you in that way. So check them out at either 502hemp.com or 812hemp.com. Or if you're driving by, stop in one of the stores and they will absolutely be able to help you out. There's no need to wait for a medical dispensary to open. They have safe, reliable products now. And if you stop in a store, tell them Christy sent you, they'll give you 15% off. And not only that, but if you order online, 502hemp.com or 812hemp.com, and you put in that discount code of success, you'll also get 15% off. So check them out today. And I very much appreciate them being a sponsor of Small Business Success Talk. If somebody had said somewhere along the way, this is too much. This ain't gonna work. I don't know what you're thinking. This is dumb. We would not have the entertainment business. For one, we would also not have invention. I walked my happy little butt over to Carousel of Progress. Now, some of you may not like. So I did. There's a Tomorrowland. That's what it is. All the futuristic kind of stuff, which isn't really that futuristic anymore. So the Carousel of Progress is an attraction that was Walt Disney created in the 1964, I think it was, World Fair. And it's the exact same thing, and they've updated it over the years. And so this Carousel of Progress, you get to see how technology has progressed, thus the progress, from like the early 1900s all the way to what they're trying to represent for today. And it struck me there too. I was like, oh my gosh, it just even Thomas Edison, light bulbs, electricity. Ben Franklin had electricity, the whole key on a kite kind of thing. However, it happened, discovering that we have this electricity in the air. We have this extra energy, a different kind of energy. Thomas Edison harnessed it into something that we can use in our houses and in our cars and in our and then it becomes phones, and then it becomes everything. Look around your environment right now. Somebody's imagination started that shit. How much does imagination play out in your business life on any given day? Do you take time out to play and think in new ways? Um, when you first started your business, maybe so. But if you're anything like me, once I got into my business, it was really hard to step out, think of new things, um, and allow myself to play and think bigger. I can think of things to do all day long, and I know how to make a plan and what do I need to do next and what comes next and all that kind of stuff. Fine, done. We can all make plans all day long. I'm talking about that whole next level of using your imagination of what do I really want this to become? What do I want my customers to experience? What do they need to experience? It goes beyond just seeing a problem and, finding the need and filling it, because that's what businesses do. It is also about enjoying it while we're at it. Nowhere does it say in any rule book that I have found about business that you're just supposed to be so fucking serious all the time. Why can't we make things fun? Oh, I don't know. Like Southwest made flying fun. They made flying fun. Are they still going to make flying fun even with the pricing changes and how they're going to do assigned seating? Not sure, because that was one of the things that made them different. Will they still be able to keep their culture and allow, that piece of it? We'll see. We're going to find out. The ability to have some playtime and some fun so that it will ignite your imagination. How do you find the inspiration to ignite your imagination? Do you need inspiration to ignite imagination? What are the things? It's like I really would love to know. I have read books on Walt Disney. Don't get me wrong, and I know the story of and have seen interviews before. How did he come up with the idea for Disneyland in California? Well, he took his daughters to what was called an amusement park back in the day. And all he could do is just sit on the bench and watch them play, like on a carousel or on whatever. And he wanted a place where families could enjoy the attractions together. And he wanted it in a clean environment, and he wanted it to be fun and family driven and friendly and creative and immersive. And so he built it. That's the experience he wanted. And he started down the path of, well, what would that look like? And he and it just kept going. Start with the first question. What do I want this experience to look like? What's at the heart of the reason I want to do that experience? Is it and I met with my accountability partner Monday morning. I'm in this season during this rebuild where I am spending time in two locations, New Albany, Indiana, Orlando, Florida. I'm doing this on purpose. And thank God to these friends because it has allowed me to really strip a lot of overhead in my life so that I could focus on paying the debt, which is great. I've gotten a lot caught up, still have a lot to go. In the meantime, I'm asking myself the questions of what's next. I've got a handful of months left on this idea and this plan, this particular um, how is this going to play out? What's next? So then I asked myself, what do I really want to experience? Do I like going back and forth? Do I want multiple locations? What do I really want my life to look like? And I've been asking myself those deeper questions, and I keep getting the messages, I'm still not thinking big enough. I'm like, oh, okay. Today was also another one of those messages of, Christy, you're not thinking big enough. You're not, I'm not allowing myself to think in terms of it can be real to experience it. It doesn't have to live just in my imagination. But unless I give myself permission to play in my imagination that something could really look like whatever I want it to look like. And then the first question of, well, where do I start? Great. What would that look like? How would I, what's the main gate? What's the center? So if I'm going to start, you can take or leave it, but I'm going to start looking at my entire experience kind of like a Magic Kingdom or a Disney amusement park. A Disney, a Disney amusement park is set up so that you have a central feature like the castle, like at Animal Kingdom, you've got the Tree of Life. Epcot, you see there's technically it's the lake is the center, but you have Spaceship Earth, which is the golf ball. In case you didn't know, it actually has a name. But it's designed also that it's directly in line with America in the back. So, and from any angle around that lake, you could take an amazing picture of the ball, especially if you're in Japan and you see it through those poles and then Italy, whatever. So, around the world, you could still see the ball. And Hollywood Studios has the Chinese theater. You've got, how am I missing one? Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. I guess that's all. Yeah, that's all. So you have a central feature, and then you have kind of a spoke, a wheel and spoke design, so that you're taking this over, and then there's a whole nother little world land over here that blends into this other little land that blends into another little land that blends into. So but there's clear delineation that when you leave, let's just say Africa and walk into Pandora, there you can tell when that happens. Like the music changes and the lights start changing and the foliage is a little different in Animal Kingdom. And so there's this walkway and you can tell like it's changing. When you move from fantasy Frontierland to Adventureland in Magic Kingdom, you're going through like a restroom area is one way to do it. If you're going from those two lands, you go under the space, it's all here, and then all of a sudden you're from one land to here's the next one, and this restroom area is the blending point. Or from that center, you can literally take the path that's the clear entry. Universal's done the same with their epic portals, and you have a portal, you go in, experience that world, you come back out. What if we did the same kind of thing in our businesses? It's a line of business. That is like, as I'm building out what looks like my business, I have speaking, I have training, I have facilitation. Those are my big three, but I'm also an author. As you can see, there's two of my books back here. So being super, and on the other side is being villainous. The final, ideally, proof is getting sent. Um, if you didn't know, I also have a children's book out, Penelope and Carriot, in honor of one of my besties, Dana, who always refers to us as peas and carrots. And then a couple other books back here, Tiffany Epiphany and Solomon Sparks, written by my friend Catherine. About Tiffany Epiphany is based on her daughter Liza, who has autism. So this is a Spectrum series. And so there you go. Just like if you see the pictures back here, that's what those are. So I have author, I have show host. Hello, I love to do podcasting and show hosting. I have another show that I'm developing. It's in the works. Um, that'll be in a couple of months, and let's not even today. But that blends in like that show is a setup for potentially new clients that would hire me to do their team retreats. And so there's all kinds of things that I do, and each of these blend together, but can be totally separate. Like it's been for years, I've had my training and coaching and my marketing have just been separate things. But I originally started, it was all one. So I'm starting to like put the whole amusement park together so that it makes sense and there's a central to it. But once you're here into Christy's little universe, you can take any of these paths and get what you need for your business and for your leadership teams and for you and for like whatever else that you need all within that park. It's going to be immersive. And eventually, who knows, I may have my own amusement park. I don't think I'll take it that far, but maybe virtually. And we'll see. Again, allowing myself to have the imagination to say it could happen. That really could happen. Okay, so I told you the story about the little girl on the Little Mermaid ride. Had my own little spiritual epiphany there of I need to recognize that I need to allow myself to open up my imagination and let it play. I don't have enough playtime in my life, which is another reason I chose to do this Disney thing because play is already built in. I can ride rides. I'm working out. I'm like sweating my butt off. It's all good. Everything about it is good. So I would encourage you to think about what you're thinking about. As a business owner, we can get stuck in our heads way too fast. There are a lot of things. If you're also if your business has been anything like mine, I've had a team. Currently, I do not have my own team that I'm paying for. That's why I have the third party people. Again, structure looks different, but I still have to manage and coordinate all of the things, all of the services. And so when you're directing things, you're cleaning things, you're creating things, I have production people and project time. So planning time. So whenever I'm doing each of these things, it's different hats that I'm wearing, and my brain is just all over the place all day long, popcorning around, and it wears me out. And by the end of the day, then I have no F's to give for one, and also no space to play in my thoughts in a good way. I have also had the pattern over the past years, decades, over the past years, decades, where if I'm super tired and super stressed, I am definitely like one whiff off of the cliff. Just somebody just needs to go, and I'd fall off the cliff, and it would be just this horrible downward spiral of my thoughts, and I would make myself miserable. This year, no, that's just not allowed. I don't have time for that anymore. I have to be able to hold myself up. So if somebody doesn't like me anymore, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm going to keep going forward. We can either fix it while we go together, or you can stay and stew in it. I'm not staying still anymore. So there's a lot going on. But back to the imagination. I'm sure there's been studies done on this. I have not done it because, again, I just flew right in here, ate my lunch, and hit record because I wanted it to be like when you come off of something like this, I just really wanted to share it with you guys. Take the time out, get out of your business for a few hours. It doesn't have to be 3 weeks or anything crazy, but just a few hours to go play and allow yourself to think bigger, differently, just impossible stuff. Like what seems impossible to you. There is a quote that happens on there when they're doing new construction, they put quotes up in the panels. One of the quotes is, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. And that's a Walt Disney thing. That's a Walt Disney quote. I wouldn't know because I've never attempted the impossible to my knowledge. But other people might look at me and go, I don't know how you do that. I'm like, I didn't know I couldn't do it. That was my first book I wrote. I didn't know I couldn't. I wasn't supposed to write it like that or do it that way or whatever. And I did it, and there we go. And it goes back to that childlike wonder and the imagination. When you can imagine it, if you can think it, you can make it happen. You really can make it happen. Now, it may not happen in the way you think it can happen, but it can happen. So there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. But again, this episode is all about just encouraging you, let yourself think a little different, and play a little bit more, and incorporate some of that into your business. You'd be surprised at what you can accomplish, what can happen, and the impact it can make on you, your team, and your customers. Now, thank you for not being mean and telling me I look like a freaking hot, like, I don't even know what this look is. I'm telling you, it is a hot, sweaty ass mess, but it's not an AI version of me. So there you go. You get what you got today. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for having conversations with me offline also. So thanks for all the comments and things that people send me along the way. And just join us again for the next episode of Small Business Success Talk. I've been your host, Christy Smallwood. Go play and have some great imagination fun day. Bye, y'all.